So, alternation versus single tapping, which is better? First off, before we compare the two, let's go ahead and straighten some things out between them and distinguish between the playstyles. Alternating is a weird definition. It differs from player to player, but for the most part, when you consider someone an alternating player or a player alternates, it means that they alternate between button 1 and 2 when tapping. So on a straight tapping sequence, this would look like key 1, key 2, key 1, key 2, so on and so forth. Again, this is full alternation. There are sub-levels of alternation, which include double, triple, and even hybrid alternate tapping, but I'll get on it a little bit later. The biggest weakness with alternation is definitely its learning curve. When you have many hours, months, and sometimes years single tapping, it's really hard to break your dominant finger. You kind of have to retrain your muscle memory to switch keys on jumps, which turns most people off to alternating, because when they start to try to train alternating, they end up just key spamming because they lack the finger control needed to completely alternate correctly. And then we have the basic style of everyone, which is single tapping. You probably do it, you have that one single finger you tap almost the entire song to, or preferred finger to tap jumps to. This is referred to as single tapping. You can use 2 fingers on burst or streams, and unless you're a fucking woodpecker, it's completely acceptable, and it still falls under the category of single tapping. The biggest downside to single tapping is you have that one finger to tap, so you need more stamina and you end up building a dominant finger, which is both good and bad. The dominant finger affects how you approach patterns and can cause you to miss streams and bursts because your dominant finger isn't starting the tapping sequence. Not very good. So now that we have distinguished between these two playstyles, let's compare them by their pros. So starting with alternation, its main pro is its consistency. You don't really have to worry about which finger starts a burst or if your fingers are getting tired. The fingers are for the most part evenly trained. Burst and streams coming from jumps are way easier as, again, you don't have to worry about that dominant finger starting that sequence. But again, the strong lack is its tapping speed. Some people overcome this, but not everyone. And also, people don't seem to overcome finger control on jumps and key spam the fuck and just 100s for jumps for days. But for single tapping, its only real appeal is that you don't have to worry about that. You have that one finger for finger control. And jumps are easier because of this. You can focus on one finger to tap everything, and it's a little bit more rhythmic because you have finger control with one finger rather than 2. However, as you get on and as you start to play longer, people seem to lose stamina and start to tap slower as the song goes on and causes chokes and mistaps just out the ass. Now with the pros and the cons kind of set aside, which one is truly better? The answer is hybrid alternation. Yeah, I said it. It's hybrid alternation. But what is hybrid alternation? Well, it's where you alternate keys for everything. This includes sliders, burst. You alternate for everything but jumps, which you single tap. You switch fingers on the jumps or you leave off on the last key that you used. So for example, you start out on your key 1 for tapping jumps, then you hit a burst and a stream sequence, which you obviously alternate unless you can single tap like a woodpecker. In that case, just you do you. You don't need this video. Fuck out of here. And you end up leaving off on key 2. And you're approaching another jump sequence, but this time you would use your key 2 rather than your key 1 to jump because your fingers are evenly trained and you just kind of switch between them like this. I know this style is probably going to seem normal to some of you, but I can assure you I've met hundreds, maybe even thousands of players in this game, and almost all of them have exclusively single tapped until burst or streams. And again, unless you're a woodpecker, this is probably a normal style for you. But you may be asking, why is this a better style? Well, I'll be happy to give you my opinion, but do keep in mind this is my opinion. You can give me an argument in the comments below if you have a reason to argue why one of them is better, which I don't see why after hearing this. The con for alternation is it's harder to really control your fingers on high BPM jumps, and you can shit tap really easily, so essentially it's its learning curve. The con for single tapping is fatigue. You tend to lose speed and stamina as the map drags on, which causes shit misses. Also, if you aren't on your dominant finger when you go to a burst or stream sequence, you may shit miss or just get 50s or 100s. What hybrid alternation does is it trains your fingers evenly, eliminating a fatigue problem for one finger and puts the stress on both. You will train both of them evenly, and over time you will become stronger tapper from this. This also removes the dominant finger shit miss section, as both fingers are Gucci no matter what finger you need to tap on. This is good shit, my guys. This also makes it to where high BPM jumps aren't an issue if you can't fully learn how to alternate the jumps. You have two strong, evenly trained fingers to work with, and you can accomplish much more and improve much quicker using this hybrid alternation method. For the closing note, I would just like to say, yeah, I'm aware of the people that would train both their fingers to single tap, and honestly, I recommend whatever works for you. But I hope this will help some of you, and if you were kind of split between which is better, and if you would like to see a video just dedicated on how to train using this style, let me know in the comments below. I'd be more than willing to oblige. Have a pleasant day, and I'll see ya, you beautiful bastards. Until next time.